the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, friends, we're live tonight here for Texas Motor Speedway. That's right, for the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. We're at the race chase here, and this is getting down to the wire to crown a champ here in the Truck Series. But we're in the big state of Texas here tonight. Big speed, big track, big power, and big field. As always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by Gerald West. Gerald, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Big things gonna happen here in Texas, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm gonna tell you what, these guys are gonna put on a good show here tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Man, I don't know about you, but man, I tell you what, this chase has been very interesting.
Oh, and it's gonna stay interesting, yeah. Not knowing who we're gonna lose out of here after we leave Phoenix next week. Coming into Texas, I'm just thinking about last race here at Texas. Where Justin Fuller almost had a chance to get that win, and he ended up going back to the back, coming up through the field there, and got caught up 3 wide in the trial. So we know he won the last 2 races, so he's on a roll here, 2 in a row, and we're back here at Texas where we know he's fast. So I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out for sure, because it's looking good for old Justin Fuller here tonight at Texas. As long as he can keep his luck, he's got I think 4 wins here. But EJ Rourke also looking good. He's coming into tonight as the points leader as far as that goes. So a lot of fun tonight here at Texas, I would say.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to grid these guys up, and you're talking about the points right there. I mean, that's we'll definitely be talking about that the more we get here, but let's grid them up. Appreciate everybody tuning in out there, because on pole, David Comstock, and that's the guy sitting 4th place right now. But Justin Fuller, starting on the outside, is the man sitting in 5th, wanting to take it away from him. Could be the night tonight. It's going to be good. But 3rd place starter, Trey Etzen, that's another fast cat there. Tommy Ryan starting in 4th. 5th place starter, Chad Coleman. Steve Goschalk, he's got a chance to get up here in the points. He's starting in 6th. 7th place man, Stevie Minson, calling Mr. Excitement there. Scott Simley starting 8th. 9th place starter, Bobby Terrell. And Dwight Beverly rounding out the top 10s. Look through the rest of this field, man. I always say it. Hey, some bad, fast drivers, some bad, fast monster trucks about to do some awful bad, fast things on a huge Texas Speedway tonight.
Oh yeah, man. I tell you what, race number 28. It's been a long season, man, you know, and we've had a lot of great winners, you know. We've had 15 different winners out of the last 27 races. So I'm interested to see who's going to pull this off tonight. You know, Justin Fuller starting on the front row. Like I said, you know, he's going to be quick here tonight. And then he's got Dave Comstock, man. You know, he's had a pretty good season as well. He's got 2 wins. And then he's got Trey Edson behind him there. Trey, he's been phenomenal this whole season, you know, with 5 wins. So, man, it's stacked up, you know, and you got the 20 of Chad Coleman sitting there.
Absolutely. What's up, man, out there, Rudy? What's up to TMP Knife Company out there? It's going to be a good one, like you just said. And just to show you an idea of what the points look like, folks, there you go on the screen. That is the top 8, and you can see the cutoff line there for the 4th place, Dave Comstock and Justin Fuller. Now, Jose, he's definitely got a shot there. And, you know, we're going to still say, you know, Steve Goschalk, Joe Hudson, and they got a long shot. Still 2 races to go. They definitely, man, can make it up. They're going to have their work cut out for them to get it done. But, man, the one is the 2 top guys there, David Comstock and Justin Fuller. Those 2 guys, wow. What's up, Brad? How you doing, man? I tell you, it's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, if you got an extra copy of that, hand it to me if you got a minute.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me
I like to keep that in front of me as well. But yeah, I know, man.
This is a good thing to have, ain't it?
It's heating up here. You know, we don't have many races to go. You know, we're going to Phoenix next week, and then we're off to Homestead to crown a champ. And you know, this is kind of the middle part of the round here where you got to kind of show your cards a little bit and make sure you lock yourself in moving into Phoenix. You know, that way you don't have a whole lot of pressure on you there at Phoenix. And speaking of Phoenix, you know, Chad Coleman, that's where he got a win at, I believe. Chad Coleman walked away with that one last time we was at, or Chad Cole got the last win at Phoenix, which was race number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just put that to you there. And folks, we're getting perfect timing because the pace car's off. We're going racing here. Texas Motor Speedway. I tell you what, that was good timing right there. But out front, Justin Fuller, David Comstock. Man, they're going to duke it out heading into turn 1. But boy, look right behind them. Here comes the man there as they're already stacked up side by side.
Yeah, keep in mind there's 130 laps, so they're not going to put the pressure on each other very much right here early on. It does look beautiful as they get a great start down into turn 1s and 2, and I mean they are charging down the backstretch. Dave Comstock comes out ahead there. He had the short way around, so here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Dave Comstock, he definitely wants to capitalize on what he needs here tonight, which would be a win to keep himself in that title hopes for the top 4 going into Homestead here. But Justin Fuller, he's a madman. Like I said, he probably should have came up with a win this last time we were here at Texas. Just a little bit of unfortunate circumstances. Chad Coleman right there battling along with Tommy Rhines. We know Tommy Rhines is a fast cat out here.
Yeah, Tommy got stuck up on the high side there for a second. You know, he might have had another spot. Justin Fuller drops back there to 3rd. I guess the high side might be a little bit slower. Or I'm sorry, not 3rd, 2nd.
That's all right. Yeah, Trey Edson sitting up there in the 3rd. But I'm watching this good battle going on back here. Timothy Johnson, who is definitely in the points battle. He is sitting actually 2nd right now in the points. Back in 12th. He's battling it out there with Dwight Beverly. He's got Tim Matthews and Mike Kelly back there.
Yeah, single file pretty much all up front there until you get back here where Mike Kelly and those guys are. He's got Steve Goschalk on his top side there. Steve loses a little bit of time trying to squeeze in front of the 55 right there through the trioval. And then if you look just a little bit further back, you got the 33 right there. That's Ryan Howard. And he's making a charge up towards the front. He's got a lot of trucks in front of him, but I know he can do it. If he can get around that 54, Tim Matthews there, the 16 of Dwight Beverly in front of him. Dwight making good use of that high side, getting a good run there. And a little bit further back, you see that 48 of Jimmy North.
Yes, he is. Good run right now. Like you just said, Dwight Beverly having a good one. Ryan Howard. So Slew of trucks back here now, side by side, mixing it up. They'll be able to do that for a while here, Gerald. You know, I know, man, this track after a while will get very slick, very treacherous, especially coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, you can almost see the heat coming off of it. It's about 105 degrees for these guys out there. Right now, they got some grip, though. They got them tires. They got a whole lot of air pressure in them. They're still a little cool, so they're going to get a lot of movement in right now, and then later on, it won't be so much. It might slicken up on them just a little bit, so these guys that are up on the high side, they might be having these guys on the bottom work a little bit harder, but both of them still putting some work in on them tires.
You know, and when I used to run here, I liked the track. Like I said, just had to be very careful coming out of turn 2, because after a while, that thing wants to get slick and almost like it'll push up towards the wall. So right now, the guys will be able to go side by side. Still a good tussle between the 54, Tim Matthews, and the man on the outside, the 16 of Dwight Beverly, as they'll go toe-to-toe coming to the line. The complete lap 7 into lap 8 of 130 here. Folks, after tonight, we got 2 races left in the season. It has been a great one so far here in the chase. You know, we're off next week for the Halloween, and then we go to Phoenix, Gerald, and then we'll decide who the top 4 is that'll go to Homestead to buy for a championship.
Yeah, it'd be hard to pick, you know, a favorite in that. You know, any of these guys could walk away with it. So they're going to have to fight and see if they can lock themselves in, you know. I'm sure they'll be really happy about it. I mean, they put in a lot of hard work this season.
You know, if I had to ask, though, if you were one of the top 4 right now, obviously EJ, Timothy Johnson, Chad Cole, and David Comstock, any one of them guys, or any 3 of those right there, how much worried would you be if Justin Fuller got into that top 4 going to Homestead?
Well, it's looking like he's going to, you know. EJ O'Rourke, Chad Coleman, they might not be as fast as Justin Fuller and Dave Comstock. You know, at least, you know, they started on the front row, so they're giving themselves a great chance here to come out of Texas with a nice spot there in that point standing.
Yes, they are. And, you know, that is the tight battle. It's 8 points between Justin Fuller and David Comstock for the 4th place spot. Now, Jose Gonzalez, I'm trying to look through the field to find where Jose is, because, you know what, I didn't see him out here. And if that's true, that's pretty much going to one and done, close to being done to him making it.
Yeah, Joe, I didn't see his truck come into the race here tonight yet. So, I mean, looks like it's going to be tough for him. He might be one of the guys that's going to drop out of here when they walk away out of Phoenix, just because he missed this race. With the points being so tight there, you know, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's 13 points back right now. Yeah, I mean, especially being that close. I mean, I hate to, obviously, you know, and I know, man, hey, life things come up. I've had stuff come up, you know, I've had trouble come up, you know, things and whatnot, things you just can't control. But, wow, yeah, that actually puts it. I mean, Steve Goschalk right now, he is what, 30-some points back? Is that right?
23.
23. All right, with 23 back, we got 31 trucks. you know me and my math, man, and the redneck calculator, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, top 8.
He's going to, yeah, he really needs to come out here with a win. But, I mean, right now he's doing pretty good. He's in 10th, Steve is. But would you've got guys like Dave Comstock, Justin Fuller running 1-2. I mean, it's just, and Chad Coleman running obviously 6th. When you've got all the top 4 and 5 guys running in the top 10, it really is going to be tough, man, to make up that kind of ground.
Oh yeah, you know, and sometimes they like to start further back, you know, like we've seen throughout this season, but now it's time to go to work. So these guys are starting either on the pole or up on the front row, anywhere up towards the front. They're not taking no chances here. They know the competition's stiff, and I don't blame them at all.
Absolutely not. Still good battle back here. Ron Howard, Tim Matthews, the White Beverly, they're mixing it up with a 13, 14, 15 place spot as they'll go side by side. The 15 there, Nick Silver's moving on the inside of the 16 there. Yep, 16 of the White Beverly as they'll go 2-2. We're going to complete lap 13. Oh, Timothy Johnson in the wall.
Matthews hit him in the back. Oh, Nick Silver. A hard hit there for Nick Silver. The 16 of Dwight Beverly got a little bit of contact
EJ O'Rourke
on that
involved. Well. Oh, no. So some of the points contenders, Timothy Johnson, obviously point looks at turn 4, boom, just hits the wall, nowhere to go, tries to hang on to it, and then the 54 just really, no fault on his own there, man. I mean, just nowhere to go. Oh, and EJ O'Rourke almost cleared, but it looks like the 59, I believe it was the 59. Yeah, Sean Castro just barely kept the back. Don't look like too much damage involved, and I don't really think there was too much damage involved there with Timothy Johnson either, but just like
and
that.
EJ.
Yeah, just like EJ and Timothy Johnson. I just don't just like that, man. We were talking about it. Push up into the wall, easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think EJ got lucky on that one there. He skated through with just maybe a scratch on his left rear, so hopefully he'll be all right. But I think he is. He shouldn't have no trouble here at Texas. Maybe it can knock the rear spoiler off there for him. It might go faster. You never know.
Absolutely. Man, I tell you what, Nick Silver might be the one who just really took the blunt end of that because he got nailed right in the front. And that truck's smoking, man, like anything. Wow,
yeah.
Under caution.
Yeah, Nick took the blunt force of that one, and Dwight Beverly, it helped Dwight there, with Nick taking the blunt force on that. So
Under caution, first time here tonight. We were talking about it. Let's see if we can't find, and actually I was about to look and see if we can't find, but I don't see him. I was going to see if we see Dave Comstock in here so we could talk to him, but I don't see him in here in Team Channel. Do you?
It would be an Aftermath.
Aftermath? All right. He's not there. Yep. Well, Justin Fuller.
Yeah, I don't see any of the Aftermath guys on the radio.
I don't even see Justin Fuller in here either. Well,
yeah.
That plan
usually
got
we can
messed
scan
up.
the radio, and those guys are usually on the Aftermath channel, but I don't see them.
Yeah, well, that blew that idea. Okay. All right. Well, you got anybody else you want to talk to?
No, not really. Not right now. I mean, we could take some suggestions from the viewers. Anybody out there you would like to talk to?
No doubt. I always like doing that. Yeah. Hurry, put your picks in.
Yeah.
Caution's ain't as long as Talladega.
That's right.
Talladega seems like we got all night,
Oh yeah, Talladega 10-minute cautions. Let us know who you want, what you want to ask them.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was going to try to get a talk in with Dave Comstock, just see what his thoughts is when he's coming in here like he is, or Justin Fuller won. But they're going to come out now. Justin Fuller beat him off on pit road. He had a phenomenal pit stop of a 14.1 to David's 14.9, so not bad. But hey, yeah, y'all get y'all's I know there's gonna be some more cautions. Hopefully not. Hopefully it goes caution free. But hey, y'all get y'all's request out there, man, and your favorite driver, anybody you want to talk to here, because we're getting set to go back green flag racing, and we'll definitely, man, if there's a caution or something, we'll definitely. Mike Kelly, all right, good deal. We'll bring up Mike Kelly then next time. Not a problem. Number 2 machine.
Yeah.
We'll keep
Let us
that
know what you want to ask him.
Yeah. What's that?
Dave come out on second there. He's gonna, forfeit over the control of this race here to Justin Fuller, and Justin would love nothing else better than that. So
yep, as the pace car's coming out of turn 4, is going to duck off on pit road, and that man Justin Fuller, he's going to see he dominated the last time we were here at Texas, just got caught up in a mishap later on in it. But here we go, green flag flies, and man, Justin Fuller, he drops the hammer on the kick-ass beef jerky machine. Dave Comstock's got his hands full with Tommy Ryan and Trey Edson.
Yeah, great start there. He kind of waited for the green to come out, but he nailed it, and everybody else was just a tenth or so behind there. And you can see it just by looking. He's got a three truck length gap there. Trey Edson battling David Comstock there for that number 2 spot. Look right behind him, though. They're too wide. Chad Coleman and Tommy Ryan up on the high side.
Chad Coleman, we know that cat, man, has dominated most of the regular season points-wise, coming out of turn 4 to complete the lap here. Up front, Justin Fuller's pulling away, but he's got Trey Edson, who we know he's not battling for points, but that guy has won a lot here. So Justin Fuller's hoping like, man, look, I hope maybe he'll give me a break back here. Dave Comstock still holding on to third. Chad is in a heated battle, though, with Tommy Ryan.
Yeah, Tommy's doing a great job there holding him off on the high side. Chad Coleman doing a great job on the bottom as well, which, not sure which one of these is going to pay off. It looks like Chad's getting a good run off turn number 4. He almost has him clear there as Nick Timms pokes his nose in there to stick it on, keep Tommy up on that high side.
Yeah, Mr. 9 Times coming up in there. Nick Timms putting it in the back. Oh, we got to go back here, man, to the 10th place spot. Scott Simley, always call him Scott Smiley, there in that 12 machine. Nice looking Coca-Cola truck, too, by the way. Coca-Cola and Reese's. Check it out. Ryan Howard right there. I don't know why I can't call him Ron, but Ryan Howard on the inside. So Coke and Reese's. Man, that's a good combination.
Yeah, I think Reese Cups ought to win this bet. I love me some Reese Cups.
I'm with you. And you got Muscle Milk in front of him. Man, that's a wild combination right there now.
Oh, Musclehead Bobby Terrell. I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you what. He knows how to muscle that truck. Yeah, he does. Yeah. He got a lot of muscle on it. He's up in the 9th right now. Definitely doing what he needs. And in front of him, hey, the Nerf man himself, but he's got England out here, Steve Goschalk, so he is trying to do what he can do here tonight. Jimmy North out there also in the 48 machine. He's there sitting in 12th. EJ O'Rourke, now he's still hanging on the 13th, and he's got a pretty good lead. He could afford maybe a little bit of mishap. Obviously, he doesn't want to, but he could afford it. I mean, he's got, what, like a 79-point lead, I think it is?
Yeah, and he's not doing so bad here. He's not far in the back. He's not right up front. They're racing real hard, so he's kind of just riding right now, and it's paying off for him. Luckily, if he misses any more wrecks, that'll help as well. But,
oh yeah,
yeah, he's got that 84 looking on the inside. I'm sure he won't battle him too hard here. It's Anthony Calatoni.
Yeah, every time I hear that last name, it reminds me of a calzone.
Calzone, yeah, those are great.
It does, man. What don't you, man? Calatoni, calzone. Just sounds like, man, an Italian name. Wonder if he is Italian.
Maybe sounds like it.
Never really asked him. Maybe something we might need to pull him up one day, man, and ask him before the season's up. But I tell you right now, the good battle going on is now we got Tommy Rhines up here still mixing it up with Nick Timms as Chad Coleman's gotten around him. David Comstock's still up there in the 3rd spot, but man, you see Tommy Rhines, man, he's taking a unique route around this track. He's staying way high.
Yeah, everybody's keeping him up there, and he finally gets a chance to get down there. And if he wants to get around somebody, if they hold on to that bottom, he's going to have to try to do it on the high side again, which might tell him, well, I better wait until I can get it underneath him. But him being stuck up on the high side there cost him a spot or two. There's 9 times there on the outside of Chad Coleman trying to pick up another spot.
It is. Mr. 9-time, like you just said, Nick Timms, he goes up underneath Chad Coleman and takes the spot away. I mean, he just pretty much yanked that thing away from him and said, it's all mine right now. Chad Coleman right there behind him, and the SimSpeedShop.com title sponsored of the race here tonight for the Sim500, and also title sponsor of OSRN Network for 2018. Appreciate the guys coming on board. Trying to read what's on the back end there, Nick Timms' truck, and it says something sign or something. You know what?
803 web design.
You're right. I just went on a side view. 803 Web Design. That's a new sponsor he's got. I know he's got Hitman Racewear, which is actually his company. So it must be a new sponsor he got on board there.
Yeah, and he's fast tonight, so they picked a good night to jump on board with him. Here at Texas, he's figured something out. He's closing in on Dave Comstock here. Dave was the fastest in qualifying. He started on the pole there. He's got Trey Edson in front of him. I call him 5 times for now. It might be 6 times before the season's over, but right now it's 5 times. And yeah, Dave Comstock might just be riding as well. He's kind of settled into the top 3, but who ain't riding, Joe?
What's that?
Justin Fuller, man. He is pushing it right now. He's out to a 0.4, about 0.4 of a second there over Trey Edson, and he's got it figured out.
Yes, he does, and that's what he needs right now is a good finish. As Dave Comstock still hanging on the 3rd, and he knows Dave's not going to give up in this whole entire race. Trey Edson right there in 2nd, but you talk about Nick Timms, he's closing in up there on David Comstock to try to take that spot away as those two are about to duke it out for the 3rd place. Did you forget what button you need to hit?
Oh yeah. My bad.
You play a Tim on me up here. Good old
But yeah,
Tim.
Nick Timms is moving right now, you know, and Dave
they got together.
said, "Hey man, you're gonna have to wait." You know, he threw a block on him in 1 and 2, and you know, he tried to close the door on him again there in 3 and 4, and Nick said, "Hey man, I'm here. You need to recognize that."
Man, did you just see that though, boy? I tell you what, right there they got together. A good driving job by David Comstock, but man, could have been disastrous right there. Nick Timms. And that was a good heads up on Nick Timms' part to let him out. But, man, David had to drive that thing. Oh, if he'd have hit, I know his heart had to drop to his feet right there, because if he'd have hit the wall, his hopes, man, could have all been shot for the top 4 here in the championship, as close as it is.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's kind of like when you knock on a door. First time you knock, it's just a regular knock. Second time you knock, it gets a little harder, you know. And
Third time you're kicking it down.
Oh, Nick Timms was knocking. He didn't try to kick it down. He was just knocking again, you know, and it kicked out. So it's a little slick out there, it looks like. But good way to gather it up there. Oh, contact there. Nick Timms and Bobby. And, wow, Tommy Ryan. They get together. It's a big one on the back stretch. Yeah. We got a big one.
Oh, man. Let's go back and watch, because it looks like Nick Timms he pushed up the track. Tommy Rhines was right there, and Tommy went to the wall, and when he did, he came off the wall and got into Nick, and Steve Goschalk, man, goes for a tumble. E.J. O'Rourke is involved. Oh, man, I tell you what, man, Steve Goschalk was up there in the top 10 doing what he needed to do. Like we said, EJ could afford maybe having one bad race out of here, but guys like Steve Goschalk can't, and you know, and whatnot, and you know, Dave Comstock and those. But man, up and over. Looks like Timothy Johnson involved. Oh, Stevie Minson involved, who has started the race good. Ryan Howard. Wow, that was a huge one there, Gerald.
Yeah, I'm not for sure, but it looked like Nick Timms might have got loose there coming off a 2 with Tommy Ryan on his outside, and he kind of wiggled a little bit there, and then they made that contact, which put Tommy in the wall. Of course, he didn't stay to the wall. You know, he bounced off a little bit there, and it's going to catch Nick, and it did. You know, it caught him and spun him around. A lot of cars got caught up in that, and I was watching EJ come through there, hoping he made it through pretty safe, and He kind of had it woe down there just a little bit. He took a hard lick from the number 6 of Jonathan Lockhart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just looks like, man, just unfortunate breaks out there. And somebody said they wanted to talk with Mike Kelly. All right, let's see if we're going Mike Kelly up here. Yeah, he's down here. He's having a pretty good run. He's got a nice looking number 2 machine out there. Bring him up, let him get out of the pit road. But a huge one right there, and that wreck was kind of reminiscent of what we saw on the first caution there, where bounced off the wall, and then the guy on the inside nowhere to go. But let's bring up Mike Kelly up here, man, and get a talk in with him. Mike Kelly, Joe 8 in the booth, got a copy?
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
Hey, pretty good, man. Got a request out there to chit-chat with you for a moment here. How's the track doing you?
Feeling pretty good. Just getting the feel for what the field's doing. Got a little crazy there.
Oh, yeah, man, up front, I mean, it just seems like you're getting tight coming out of the turns, and that's the last couple, last 2 cautions actually is what it's looked like. Guys got up into the wall, got tight a little bit, and then once you hit that wall, you bounce off like a ping pong ball, and chaos from there.
Yeah, I think we're hitting that part in the tire cycle where it's getting, they're heating up, it's getting kind of loose, but it's also got a tight feel, so you're getting that push loose. And then you hit the wall, like you said, you never know where it's going to go after that. But truck feels good.
Think you got the one man to pull it off here tonight?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You think you got what it takes to pull it off here tonight?
Oh, I don't know. There's some really fast guys up there, but I'm feeling the top 5's a possibility.
Hey, man, looking good. I'm going to get that number 2 out there, and the stars and stripes running on it. Good luck out there, Mike.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right. And you were down in turn 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Back down there in his
crew. What a beautiful truck, man, Mike's got.
Yeah, it is. I like that. Nice.
Yeah, that's a beautiful paint job. And he's right, he's got a fast truck. He looks like a top 5 truck easy. I think he'll be up more towards the top 3, but we'll have to see how it plays out. And he said something. He said, I think we're getting to that point you know, where the tires, you know, that's because there's no grip nowhere. It's that push loose feeling where you're
Yep.
not getting the front end to grip so you can get that turn off, and then you're not getting the rear end to grip, so you're spinning in the back a little bit. You're losing that grip all around the truck. And you know, it happened, you know, at lap 15, this time at lap 16 or so in, you know, so it's about 15 laps in, these guys starting to have a handful.
And that's what I was saying when I ran here before. It's what I felt like usually when I come off a turn two, a lot of times it would feel like it wanted to push up, like the front just would not bite down on the track. And then if you tried to overcorrect it or push it, that rear end would come right out from under you. So like you said, yeah, push loose, and definitely it's a treacherous feeling. What's up, Oliver? How you doing out there? There you go, Brad, man. Got to talk in with Mike Kelly for you. And, yeah, last night's race, that was a chaotic, wild one. I had fun calling that one, and I think I lost Tim in the mix of it there. He didn't know what to say. But we've had a wild one here tonight at Texas so far, and some of the chase contenders tonight already in trouble.
Still early, too. You know, we're only 35 laps into this show, so.
Yep.
There's some action.
Oh, yeah, man. Got to love it. Texas, big time here tonight. Sim500, simspeedshop.com Truck Series. Lights on, pace car off. Out of turn 4. We're going to duck off on pit road, and it does. Here we go. Trey Edson out front. Going to drop the hammer when the green flag flies, and it does. We're racing back here. Dave Comstock, was the man out there in the lead. My chart was a little off, but Dave actually says, I'm going to get a jump out this time.
Oh, yeah, Dave, man, he jumped out of the hole there pretty good, and he reclaimed that control of this race, and he really wanted that. That's a best part to be, you know, up front, all that clean air. You get to control these restarts, and he sure did. He controlled that one.
Absolutely does. Everybody's single file right now, nose to tail back there. You got Jimmy Coleman, check it out, up to 7th place, and they got Anthony Calatoni right there in the 6th place spot. Randy Yoakum 8th. Corey Chester up to 9th. Sean Castro, and we was just talking about Corey Chester. He's going through the field mowing it, and he hangs on to it. Wow. We're going to, never mind. Ouch.
Oh.
That hurt.
Caution.
Yeah, when he came back up on the track, I don't know what number it was, but whoever that was. Oh, actually.
06.
It was a 06. Man, hit him hard. Real hard. Boom.
Oh, he had it locked down, too, you know.
Was it the 06? Was it the 0?
Yeah, the 06 is. There it is there.
Doug Sigmund. I wanna watch. I'll ride along here with old Doug because he got stuck in the fence, folks.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Had to call it cherry picker. Oh, man, it's hard to predict that, you know.
It is. I mean, when you come up on the field like that or come back up on the track, I mean, it's really tough. You can watch right here. Boom! Nowhere to go. We just watched, man, on the hood view there from Doug Sigmund. And just, ouch.
Laughing at Oliver. But, yeah, man, I tell you what, there's nothing you can do right there. So, hate to see it for the 06. And what caused that was a little bit of contact coming through the travel.
It was. I didn't see what truck it was. It was a black purple. I want to say it was a 6 machine that actually might have got off the wall, but I could be mistaken. But I did see that up there. Actually, might have been Trey Edson who might have got. I don't know. It was one of the purple machines up there. I saw somebody in the back. You're right. It looks like they bounced off the wall and got into Corey, and he went around.
No. That's not what happened, Joe. Nobody hit the wall.
Somebody hit Corey.
8. Yeah, the 8 of Randy Yoakum. They were coming through the travel, and Corey Chester made a move to the inside there, and I guess, you know, Randy didn't know he was there or whatever, and they made a little contact. It sent him down into the infield, and that's where it all started.
Okay, yeah, the 8 and them came together in the trioval.
Yeah, a little contact there on the left rear.
I thought he hit the wall. I thought he came off the wall. I didn't see the front. But I'm watching the replay again from another angle here just to show what it was. Yeah, they came together right there in the trioval. And I'm actually trying to look at Corey's truck. Now it looks like a walking crab. It says tweed on it, and I'm wanting to say that's probably another word for weed. So maybe he's probably going to need some after that hit.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Man, I tell you, well, appreciate you, Michael, man, tuning in as we're here live tonight, Texas Motor Speedway, winding down the season after tonight. We've got 2 races left in the Truck Series. I can't believe, man, it has been a long, great season here. And I definitely we'll cap this thing off. I want to appreciate Gerald being here with me on Wednesday nights in the booth, man. It's been fun and exciting. I want to appreciate all the people here at Sim500. It has been an awesome season here so far. And I've had a lot of fun here. Appreciate simspeedshop.com for putting a title sponsor here for the night on the Wednesday night for these guys. But we're not done. We're going to crown a champ. And just to give you an idea here on the screen, folks, let me flash this up for you. That right there is the eight drivers that are vying for the 4 spots to go to Homestead in 2 weeks after the night. Now, we're off next week for Halloween, so everybody go out there and get some trick-or-treat candy. Are you going trick-or-treating, Gerald?
I probably could. I'm ugly enough.
Yeah, they tell me, man, I wear my mask around all the time, but, I try to scare people.
Yeah. It ain't Halloween, Joe. Take it off.
I know, man. Look, but it looks good.
Think Tim's gonna trick or treat?
Maybe I need to ask him.
He might.
He might. Absolutely. He might. He might get out there. He might. I don't know. We'll probably go to some trunk or treats, man. I'm a little one. He's 12, so who knows?
Not a big fan of candy, but I like some Reese Cups.
You don't like candy? What's wrong with you?
I mean, like hard candy or like Skittles, or I don't eat that kind of candy. I eat a Reese Cup though.
Yeah. Quick, Snickers, Reese's, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I don't need it, man. They make me look like the Pillsbury dough guy.
Can you make the little noise that goes with it?
Woo-hoo.
There you go. See, that's your new Halloween
I'm famous,
costume.
man. I need to just go get me some tires and put around me. I could be the Michelin man. What do you think?
Yeah, well, you did a really good Pillsbury Doughboy, so stick with that.
Yeah, all right, lights off on the pace car. We're going back racing here. Pace car's out of turn 4. Up front, Dave Comstock. That's where he wants to be, but Justin Fuller's not going to let it easy on him here. As the green flag flies, we're back racing at Texas. David gets a good jump out front.
Yeah, they didn't pit either. Top 8 stayed out, so they got a few laps on their tires. I'd say 3 or 4 laps on their tires.
Think that's a smart move?
I mean, it's hard to call, Sometimes you don't want to give up that lead, so it's a smart move for the leader. Everybody else behind him, maybe not.
That's right. There you go, Michael. We're definitely getting the sponsor money out of it tonight, along with Blimpie. Everybody loves Blimpie. Well, we'll show Blimpie off later here, but right now, man, David Comstock out front. He's got about a 1/10, but man, Trey Edson. Yeah, we haven't really talked much about him tonight because we're really caught up with David and Justin there battling it out for that last spot, pretty much for the top 4 in the points. But Trey is kind of one of those dark horse drivers. I mean, he's just come up here and we know he's fast, knows how to win.
Yeah, nice kick-ass beef jerky truck, fast as always, and he's just right there stalking right now.
Yep. Go back here to about the 13th place spot. Randy Yoakum back there. He's actually battling with Brian Wortman. Well, I'm going to tell you what, got to give a shout out to Brian. Brian is a guy, and just really to give a little heads up for people out there, man, that might not know who Brian actually, man, living his dream in the NASCAR world, real NASCAR world. He works for Morgan Shepherd Racing. He goes around to the tracks and helps those guys out. Comes here and races pretty much just for fun. If you talk to him, he's like, look, I'm here for fun. And right now, I gotta tell you, my hat's off to the young man right there in the 89, Brian Wortman, because he's up to 11th and having a phenomenal. I don't want to jinx him. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to make him too nervous if he's listening out there. He'll be like, oh, Lord, they're talking about me. Next thing I know, he hit the wall. That's happened to us before. You know what?
He's got a fast filter time truck, he's looking good. Yeah, don't give him that old curse, they call it.
That's what, and he wrote a thing out on Facebook, folks, and I'm gonna tell you, it was really heartfelt and warming about his journey in life because he does have a it's a sort of a, I don't know what it, off the top of my head, I know it's sort of a speech disability and whatnot, but he's overcome that, folks. I'm going to tell you, it's an awesome read. I read it, and it was awesome to see. He wanted a dream to work in NASCAR, and he went to, I think, like the technical institution here in North Carolina, and you know, he's made it happen. I mean, he's been able to work with Morgan Shepherd Racing and a couple other race teams, and it's awesome for him to have a good run out here, because normally he's just, you know, and he'll admit it, he's out running in the back, but he's just here to have fun. And right now got a bad, fast car, and he's actually looking for top 10.
Yeah, you know, and you know, a lot of people forget that that's why we're here. You know, we're here to have fun, and if you're not having fun, then yeah, you know, hang it up. Don't poison the system with the negativity and, you know, all the frustration. We're here to have fun, man. You just got to stay focused, and if you're not having fun, walk away.
Absolutely. And right now, Brian is in the 10th place spot, takes it away from Dan Denaire. Absolutely. And just to answer your question out there, Michael, they don't have a fast fix here. And when I talk about fast fix, which means they would have actually one reset. Now, if you tore your truck up, you could go in and reset it. Here they do. I like it because it's more realistic. If you tear that truck up, you can get optional repairs. You can go into the pits and they'll repair it the best they can. Obviously, if you messed the motor up or something mechanical, no, it won't. But yeah, it's more like real NASCAR. Yeah, they'll try to beat the fenders out. And boy, I'm gonna tell you what, Brian Warman, I'm still watching him here, Gerald. I'm just kind of at awe and amazed that the young man.
He's on the move.
He's on the move up tonight. Got a fast machine, and you know what? A lot of it has to do with the fact that he pitted, and he's got some fresh tires out there.
Yeah, and he's running right around the bottom as well. And, you know, a prime example of what you were trying to explain is E.J. O'Rourke. You know, he went in, he had him work on his truck, you know, as long as they could under caution. Right before they went green, he pulled up to the tail end of the field, you know, so he gave all his time to his pit stops and let them beat out the fenders and work on the engine and all that good stuff. But he's still out there limping around right now. He's hurt pretty good.
He is, and you know, just Brian, he started 30th up to 9th, looking to take 8 right now. Those new tires definitely, this actually is a testament to show you what new tires versus old tires will do.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just showing you, I mean, it's only 7 laps, maybe 8 laps different. Everybody's like, well, that's not a lot. There's a lot on a track like this.
Yeah, you know, these guys that didn't change, they had a heat cycle go through their tires too. And when they restarted, they had, you know, a little more air pressure because their tires started building up from the heat in those first 3 or 4 laps.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Sean Castro up in the wall just a little bit, got pushed up there. And that's just how these things been all night long, kind of pushing. You know, you get up there and you just kind of the wall bounces out at you.
Yeah, and it'll knock the toe out of that thing and make it drive like a 72 Cadillac with 3 different size rims.
Man, I tell you what, well, Jimmy North at the 7th right now, Anthony Calatoni 6th, Brian Wartman, he's definitely on the move. Good to see, man, him up there in the top 10. Awesome run for him. Just real quick, E.J. O'Rourke, he is still out there. He understands points are valuable. I mean, he's pretty safe. I mean, you know, we don't want to ever say, oh, yeah, 100% total. But, you know, 79 points coming in here. He's leading the points right now. He doesn't want to have a bad race. He's already had a bad race, but he doesn't want to have a catastrophic race. Let's say that. Because we do have some drivers out. He wouldn't really lose a lot. We've got Doug Sigmund, Tim Matthews, Ryan Howard, Stevie Minson, Timothy Johnston, and Nick Silver all officially out of the race. Now, trucks that are...
And there's 7 other guys that are getting work done.
That's what I'm saying. Steve Goschalk, Nick Timms, Jimmy North, Joey Katina, and Chris Jaboo pretty much are getting work done. Now, they're like 22 and 30 laps back. So, yeah, wow.
I also got Corey Chester there.
Yeah, and Jonathan Lockhart.
Well, he's trying. You know, he's 13 laps down. He is out there running.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is. I see that.
About 160, but he's trying. You know, he's got a long way to go, and you can't blame EJ. You know, he's doing the best he can. staying on the lead lap, you know, and if he can get any work done under caution, he's getting ready to go a lap down here as we speak.
Yeah, but he's not going to lose a lot. Okay, at the most, I'm going to say he probably might could drop to maybe 19th spot, which is, you know, not devastating, because even if David Comstock comes out of here winning, let's say he wins, and let's say, you know, he comes out 20th, if you do the 1 point for each position, you know, it's only 20 points. He's still 79. Yeah. If you take 20 away, it's 59. You have to calculate that.
Yeah, you know, and he could probably, you know, park it now if he wanted to and be fine. It's really hard to do what he's doing right now. You know, emotionally, mentally, whatever you want to call it, it's tough. You know, knowing you got a fast truck and you're just out there limping around, you know.
What do you mean if you have
I tip my hat, though. I tip my hat to EJ. He does what he's supposed to do.
And he will. And that's just champion fighting spirit. I mean, definitely right there. And I got to give my hats off to the top two guys here, David Comstock and Justin Fuller. They understand what's in on the line and here, you know, at stake tonight. And what I'm saying is David Comstock sitting fourth in the points. Justin Fuller's only 8 points behind him. So David knows the importance of, man, if I can come out of here with a win, that puts, even if Justin finishes second, that puts pressure on him with the one race to go before we go into the chase.
Yeah, and I think they're teammates for Aftermath Motorsports. So, you know, only being able to gain 2 points in a long race like this at Texas is going to be hard to take in after the race is over. If something could happen to one of these guys, they really don't want it to because they're teammates. But then again, on the flip side, you know, they kind of do. So
yeah. Now is Trey Edson teammates with him also?
Yeah, I believe so.
But now, see, that could be at a good favor for Justin because, you know, obviously it looks like Trey's really faster, and I'm just wondering, you know, we don't ever want to say the bad word, team orders, or helping somebody out, but, you know, hey, look, man, you got teammates out there, why not? I mean, that's what teams are for.
Right. Well, it helps, you know. Yeah, I'm sure that's not what's going on because when you got a race between teammates like that, you want to stay out of it. But staying out of it doesn't mean moving over and letting, you know, one of these guys go or, you know, something like that. It means race your race and race as hard as you can. And I'm sure that's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can tell because, I mean, they're coming out of the turns right now. We're getting to the point where they're starting to get very, very loose. You can see Justin, the rear end, starting to kind of step out. Trey's also up there. And, Oliver, I'm not sure what you mean by any division in NASCAR. I have no clue. I've talked to Brian Wortman a couple times, and I know I've heard him talk about licensing and pit passes. Well, and just real quick on that, I did not know some of the cost involved that the team owners of race teams, what they pay just to get the crewmen into the pits and get the licensing and stuff. And, you know, it costs obviously get your NASCAR license in real life and all. And it was interesting sitting and listening to them talk about that one day. And I was like, wow, you know, didn't realize the money that's involved in doing that.
Yeah, really. I know, you know, it's a lot. And, you know, I can help answer that, though. You know, he's definitely, they don't give away anything here. You got to work for it. And, you know, if you're good, it shouldn't take you more than a couple days. I know somebody, a friend of mine got on and they went from rookie to B class in like 3 or 4 days. So,
oh, yeah.
You know, it's just up to you on how good you are, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Now, if he's speaking of iRacing, yeah. Okay. I thought he was talking maybe some real NASCAR racing, but.
Well, they run open wheel modifieds here too, so
they do. Yeah, the Wheeling.
Huh?
The Wheeling series they got here. Yeah, I think that's what they call it, Wheeling Modified Tour.
Yeah. They got the NASCAR Wheeling Tour mods, and then they got the slower ones, but they're pretty fun. They have those.
Mike Kelly just lost the truck, got up into the walls, fell back to 6th. Just saw that hard damage on the right side of that machine. And that just goes to show you that those top runners who did not pit are getting into the territory now of these trucks getting very, very treacherous to drive, coming off the turns, and very loose up front. I mean, even Justin Fuller's been fighting with it, and Trey Etzen also.
Yeah, it shows you how difficult these guys, they're having a difficult time out there with these trucks and these tires and the way it's handling. So, yeah, no telling what's getting ready to happen. It might go smooth and it might not, but I guarantee you they're hanging on to everything they got.
Absolutely. Right now, it's a good runs. David Comstock still leading it out front right now. You've still got Justin Fuller sitting in second, Trey Etzen there in third, Chad Coleman fourth, Anthony Calatoni fifth. And just to say, you've got Dave Comstock, Justin Fuller, and Chad Coleman in the top five. You know, if you're outside looking in, to know that your top, you know, 3 of the top 8 are up there in the top 5, man, that's tough.
Oh yeah, of course. I would have to agree with that, Joe.
What did you type? That man, that hoe was closed. Oh
yeah,
okay.
Corey.
Thought you said that hoe, man. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
Talking about the travel when he had an accident.
Yeah, I was like, but I didn't see the L, man. It just looks like H-O. And I'm like,
where's your glasses?
I know, man. I'm telling you what, I'm getting old. Tweeted, yeah, okay.
Hey,
tweet is okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that because you had the weed thing, and yeah, Canada, obviously, you know, they're up there. So, well, now you can sit back and relax and eat some Cheetos and whatnot, Corey.
Still gotta work though.
Yeah, true. Brian Wortman's still hanging on to 7th, and actually he's going to go around Mike Kelly there, who got into the wall a little bit. What's that?
Yeah, he got loose coming off too.
I'm going to tell you, everybody's starting to get loose. They're up there about 35, 28 laps on the tires. It's starting to get very, very treacherous up here. Let's go back and see what Bobby Terrell back here is doing in 16th and see what E.J. O'Rourke's still hanging on back in the 17th spot. As, yeah, everybody's kind of spread out a little bit, except maybe for the top 2 runners there, Justin Fuller and Trey Etzen. They're kind of still nose to tail.
Yeah, separating ourselves just a little bit. Dave Comstock is at least, but yeah, Trey Etzen and Justin Fuller, they're just riding. I don't know how hard it is for them. You know, I'd like to get an idea. Maybe I'll look at the inside here, right along with him.
Yeah, go to cockpit view right fast and just see what they're kind of working. We'll ride along here with Trey Etzen right fast and see what he's maybe kind of yanking the wheel. I mean, he's looking smooth going into the turn right there. Doesn't look like he's actually working the wheel awful too bad. I mean,
ooh. Yeah, you can. So if you watch him in these trucks at Texas, usually it's almost full throttle. There's a lot of off time on the throttle, and if you see them working that wheel on exit, moving it any at all, that means they're having trouble. So just the slightest movement is, if you move it very much, you'll lose control of it. So any slight movement means they are fighting it.
Yeah, and you can see when he's coming off. Like I said, we're riding on the inside. He's actually, when he's keeping it towards the left side, but he's having to, you know, back and forth a little bit coming off. So you're right. I mean, those guys right now have a little hands full out there with these machines, but we're at lap 72 of 130 here tonight. He's actually closing in on Justin Fuller out there.
Yeah, starting to pull up on him just a little bit there, you know, and you see him right along the bottom. I mean, he's running a beautiful line around, right around the bottom. But like I said, he's having trouble getting onto that throttle. You know, the more you get on the throttle, the more loose it'll get. Just like Justin Fuller right there, you see that. So Justin Fuller was trying to get back to the throttle there a little bit more than he should have. They call it being greedy.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, good slide job he did there, though.
Yeah, that's another way to pass here, by the way. So, you know, Trey Edson putting the pressure on Justin Fuller right there, making Justin push on that right foot just a little bit harder than he should have. And there he gets that spot just like that.
And, you know, that is something that Justin Fuller does not want to see. That thing come out from under him.
Wow,
you know,
look at how much trouble Justin's having.
He had a dominating truck here last time. I mean, he dominated the race. Got messed up on pit road, got marred back in traffic, and then got caught up 3 wide into a wreck later on in the race. So he definitely does not want to push the envelope, especially coming here 8 points behind the man leading the race to maybe get into that top 4 to go to Homestead.
Yeah, no doubt. And what a race to have to, you know, hold yourself into there like that. You know, he's coming down pit road. He's had enough. You know, he was on the verge of wrecking loose there, and you know he just couldn't take it no more. And like I said, your hands, man, you start to lose circulation to your fingers and everything because you're gripping the wheel so tight. And man, they're slick. It's almost like ice, it looks like.
Biggest thing is the only guy I've seen out here not really manhandling that truck is David Comstock up front. That thing has kind of been like it's on rails out there, which like he's going to finally come in here. But man, I'm going to tell you, he was actually looking pretty good out there.
Well, that's you know, hats off to him. That means he was being a little bit more steady and easier on his equipment. You know, early on when you got those tires, they feel really good. Therefore, you can really get into, you know, and sometimes you really don't have to get into it. You're just doing it because you want to. You can save at least a tenth of a second a lap just by being easy on your equipment, and that'll pay off in the long run. You'll start to gain those tenths back really quick, sometimes 2 at a time when it goes long runs like that.
Well, there you go. We're watching Jason Swan's truck here, and on the side of it's got Chad's Plumbing. If you got a water leak or anything, there's telephone numbers on the side. Give him a call.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, if your toilet stopped up or something, that man will fix it up for you. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what a plumber does, man. Really, okay. I know they fix, man, you know, sinks and stuff, but I don't know if they do all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You might need to call a septic company for something like that. I just happen to see it. You know me, Gerald, man. I'm a really stickler, man. I love people that come out here in the sim world, especially on the iRacing.com format here, and sponsor out their own real life sponsors. And you know, we see a lot of them. You know, obviously we see guys out here running, you know, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Reese's. You know, we've talked about that earlier on, but a lot of these guys actually run their own, you know, companies or own sponsors out there. And it's kind of cool, you know, like Sim500 coming on board here for title sponsors of the series and here in the broadcast. But a lot of guys just like that right there, you know, Chad's Plumbing, you know, and there's several other ones out there that do that. And I enjoy it. I think you've got one on yours. Or actually, John Wimbish got one that was a Demon Sim Works, I believe it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's starting to make those chassis. I never really thought about doing that, really, Joe. You know, I probably could do that.
What, plumbing?
With the real life company sponsor.
Yeah, well, you got to put a real life company. I mean, you do put SRT on there, don't you?
We can plug it, though. WeldingCertification.com.
There you go, man. See? Absolutely, man. Hey. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got the SRT network out there, don't you?
Yeah, I got a Sim Race TV network all over my trucks and cars.
Yeah, I mean, I put OSR network on mine. So, I mean, that's same difference. I mean, really same difference.
I got OSR on there, too.
Yeah, it's a little. It's behind the tire lug nut. You can't really see it. It's behind the lug nut, folks. I mean, he put it out there. Yeah. You know, yeah. I have to put my magnifying glass on.
Right under the hood.
Yeah, under the hood. Yeah, okay. Yeah. When he wrecks, y'all can see it, folks. Okay.
Depending on what car it is, on the trucks, I would think it's on the rear, where the decals are at the bottom on the spoiler, and on the cars, it's on the rear end, I think. I appreciate
it, man. I got a lot of guys, man, run the logo, and I really appreciate, man, everybody that does it. You know, I don't really ask any drivers to do it. They do it out of the kindness of heart, and I appreciate them. Sometimes I'm out there, I run the trucks, I'll have my own. You know, flying. I haven't raced in Lord knows how long, and probably scared to get out there to try to race.
Yeah, and you're gonna sell your load cell pedals?
No.
Well, you don't need them.
I haven't even got it hooked. Dude, I ain't even got it hooked up. I don't even have my
Let go.
everything hooked up. It's actually in the other room sitting inside the closet.
The hoarder.
Well, kind of sentimental, man, on the wheel and all. Really quick on the story there is back when I had my surgery with and all that. A gentleman actually bought me that wheel and all, so that's kind of why I'm kind of sentimental.
Wow.
I've never had anybody really ever do anything like that for me, and
yeah, me neither.
You know. So I mean, he added kindness of his heart, did it, and bought it, and I was floored and shocked when it showed up, and I was like, wow. So yeah,
you're a lucky man, Joe.
Hey man, I was very thankful, still am thankful, and you know.
Hey, good things happen to good people, you know, from good people.
There you go. Yeah, good guy, man. Rick Patton, man's his name out there, man. Runs his own business and all, and just good guy. I've known him for years and years. We play a lot of video games together, and it was cool for him to do that. And I used the wheel, and I race a lot, and I still race. I just don't race much anymore, you know. But love doing the broadcast. Everybody knows that, and we got a good one here because Dave Comstock is still leading. Justin Fuller just made it around Chad Coleman for second. Trey Edson still in the fourth. Brian Wortman, I still got to give my hats off to that man. Up to fifth place right now.
Yeah, he's gained 25 spots, Joe. He started 30th tonight in this race, so he is definitely on a mission right now. He's on rails up to fifth. That's nice.
Got a good truck out there, being very patient. What's that?
You notice Chad Coleman's up in the mix now here in the top three. He come in a couple laps before Justin Fuller, Trey Edson, and Dave Comstock. Therefore, he gained some track position on him. Puts him up there in the running. You know, might have a shot at this one at the end. They got to make one more green flag pit stop here. So that's definitely going to make things a little bit different later on. I would say they're going to run about 28 laps.
Pit stop?
Yeah, they ran about 28 or 30 laps on that first run. Some of them a little less. And then I'd say they're going to do about the same thing. That's usually how it works. So
they went 40 some laps on that run.
They'll probably come in around 105 or somewhere between 100 and 105, maybe 100.
Okay.
Maybe they'll make that last run a little bit longer.
I would come in. I mean, I definitely would. Whether I needed to or not, I would definitely come in because it's going to get awful slick out there.
Right.
I hear you out there,
Michael. You know, Mike Kelly, he told us, he said, you know, after about 15 laps, you know, they got a handful. So you can imagine doing that for about 15 laps. And, you know, once you save it a couple times and you get that feeling, you know, where, wow, I got lucky, I almost lost it. You decide, hey, I'm not going to take no chances and ruining my race, especially these guys that are racing, you know, for this. So they're going to have to be very careful on, you know, how they treat their tires.
70% fuel is in this series. So that's what I was thinking. I saw them guys go almost 50 laps. And if that's true, they theoretically could take it the whole entire distance on a 70% fuel run. It's the tires that I would be worried about. But
yeah,
I swore that last run, some of them guys went almost 46 laps out there.
Right, that's true. Justin Fuller came in with 55 to go. He only ran about 28 laps though, or 30.
Okay.
He is one of the cars that didn't come in. So yeah, I don't know which one of these guys may have tried that. If they did, they might be a lot further back, but yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I definitely would agree with you. We got a good battle going on right here with Mike Kelly, Scott Simley, Sean Castro. I mean, look at this battle here, side by side, duking it out. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Castro, and he's been in the wall a couple times. He's got a little bit of damage, as well as Mike Kelly. I'm not sure about Jimmy North there in the 84, so Jimmy might have a little bit more to show than these other guys in front of him, so he might come up through there a little bit. Scott Simley having a little bit of trouble off turn 4 there as he wiggles a little bit on the inside of Sean Castro.
And Anthony Calatoni almost lost it. They went 3 wide for the moment, but right there you've got the number 12, Scott Simley, who is on the bottom side there of Sean. They're duking it out of turn number 2 down the back stretch. Mike Kelly's got a lot of damage. Looks like, man, he's just right there trying to hang on to that machine the best he can, but Sean's diving to the inside, and you see the truck push up the track, and they almost make contact.
Almost made contact. That was so close there. And, you know, these 3 trucks right here have damage. And, you know, these damaged trucks are a lot harder to drive than, you know, a clean truck, especially with the way the track's handling tonight. You see Sean, he pushes way up the track there. Mike Kelly holds his line anyways and powers by him on the high side.
There comes the 84, Anthony Calatoni. This is about an ounce. Sean says, man, I've had enough. I'm coming into pits. This thing is just too tight and loose for me to try to even drive. But look at Anthony on the inside of Jimmy. Jimmy right there hanging on to it. Wow. Yeah, they're only 16, 17 laps into this run, and they're already out there having their hands full with these machines.
Yeah, and I seen the 84, Anthony Calatoni right there, man. I seen him back off for a second, and he's already pulled up back up on him. So I think he's got a fast truck right now. He's just trying to figure out how to get through these guys because they're fighting each other side by side most of the time.
Absolutely. Jimmy Coleman, excuse me, right there in the 3 on the inside. Got Anthony on the outside. He's going to try to high line, but he's got Scott Simley right there and into the wall.
Now he's got damage.
Man, we've seen it all night long. Trucks just pushing, driving into the wall. It's like a magnet on the outside of that thing. Jimmy Coleman's still going to hammer down on the inside of Scott Simley. Coming out of 2, and he's fishtailing, and Anthony back there is just having his hands full with that 84 machine. I think he's going to come into the pit soon.
Yeah, he was just totally sideways coming off of 2 there, and he called it before it went haywire on him, and he tagged that inside wall, you know. But yeah, look how tough these guys. They're having a hard time right now. They've only been out there for about 19, 20 laps or so.
Absolutely. See Scott Simley on the inside of Mike Kelly. They're going to duke it out coming out of turn 2. Boy, pushes up the track. Not a lot of room between that truck and the wall as Mike Kelly is feeling it right now. He goes high. Scott goes low. They're going into turn 3 out of turn 4. Looks like Scott's going to get it. He slides up into him. Man, here comes Jimmy Coleman.
What? Man, these guys are driving these trucks. It might not look like it, but I've looked at a couple of these cockpit cameras like Justin Fuller, man. He is having a tough time. I think Dave Comstock might have it figured out. He's opened up a 2-second lead there over Trey Edson, and Trey had just got around Justin Fuller right there because Justin's just having a tough time off of turn 4.
No doubt about it. Behind him, Mike Kelly is struggling a little bit as he's battling along with the 3 of Jimmy Coleman right there, who's looking to the inside. But you're right, Dave Comstock has been a man on rails. Looks like a slot car out there, just glued to the track. And every time he comes around, he's smooth and slick out there. I mean, he's just smooth as silk right now.
Yeah, he's got something figured out, and you know, he ain't sharing information, obviously.
If they're teammates, you're right. He's like, look, fellas, I'm sorry, man. I know Justin Ben's a teammate, Trey's teammate, or whatnot, but I'm trying to stay in this top 4 here, and I don't blame him. He's out front. He wants to come out with a win. Justin's doing everything he can to stay right there where he needs to maybe, you know, grasp. Even if he doesn't, and he gains where he's at right now. We still got 1 race to go, Phoenix, and anything can happen there.
Yeah, it's kind of like Trey Edson and Justin Fuller in the same boat. You know, they kind of having the same problems. But yeah, Dave Comstock, whatever he's telling them the opposite of what's true.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and turn this way, going to this turn, and it'll definitely help you out. And he's doing the opposite. You're right, because it just looks like he's got a handle on that machine over Trey and Justin up front. Chad Coleman still hanging on to 3rd. Brian Wortman, I just still got to give my hats off to that kid. Wow, sitting in 5th place, started 30th. Man, I tell you what, well, you're right, might be right out there, Oliver. I don't want to jinx it. Might be a caution come out before the end of it, but if not, I still got to get a talk in with Brian, man. I mean, what a run. I'm hoping, man, he comes out here with a good top 5, because there's probably not going to be anybody more happier out there on that track than that young man in the 89.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job. I've been on board with him a few times as well. He's not having near the problems that these other guys are having. He looks a lot more smoother. I'm not sure if that's a product of the way he's been running his stints. How his stints or whatever. But I think some of these guys are getting ready to come down pit row before too long. I'd say here in the next lap or so. I think we're in that window.
Well, we got 30 to go. If they come in now, they definitely could make it the whole entire way. I would actually probably say, and yeah, you're right there, man. That's Joey Catine out there. Let's go 89. I'm with you, man. I'm pulling for the. I mean, I don't want to jinx him because every time if I start pulling somebody, usually that's when we put the broadcast jinx on them. But I am definitely happy for him right now, having a good run, because I've seen the struggles. And when I say struggles again, it's just he doesn't look at it as a struggle. Most guys would be like, man, this sucks. I'm out here running, man, in the back all the time. I can't do anything. I can't win. He don't. He comes out here happy-go-lucky, and he just loves racing, enjoys it, living his dream, and is having fun. And right now, I know he's having a blast sitting up in fifth.
Yeah, and Chad Coleman looks like he's on pit road now here out of the fourth spot. He did come in sooner than them other guys did last time.
And I got to look, again. 27, 30 laps. We're about 28 in, so I'm going to say they're probably going to give them in the next couple laps here. They know they definitely will be able to make it the entire distance by doing that. But Chad Coleman says, I'm going to come in early, maybe get a jump on these guys. Dave Comstock out front still, well, he's putting a beating on them right now.
I think Chad Coleman, I think you're right. I think he was about 6 seconds behind our leader, Dave Comstock, before he come down pit road. So he might be able to cut that in half here if he comes, if Dave stays out a few more laps.
Absolutely. Oh, man, I tell you what, right now, Trey Edson still hanging on to second, Justin Fuller in third. And just to, let's flash it up here for you real quick. That's the top 8, folks, that are in the championship running chase right now. We have one race after tonight before we go to Homestead. And you can see the ones in the red are outside looking in. You can see just how close it is between Dave Comstock and Justin Fuller. Every point matters coming out of this race and going into the next race at Phoenix. As you see, Justin Fuller says, I'm coming into the pits now.
Yeah, good call. He's going to run it out 25 laps here to the end or so. I probably would have came in a lap or two sooner. But, he's right in the window.
Jimmy Coleman's on pit road. Looks like everybody's going to take 4 tires of fuel. At this point, you'd not want to gamble with a 2-tire pit stop.
Oh no, absolutely not. It would be uncontrollable to get back up to speed. Honestly, I don't think he'd make it around there to get back up to speed. If Dave don't come in now, here he comes. All right, Dave's on pit road now, so
yeah, he's got that racing
hey,
biz.
Justin,
what's that?
Justin Fuller, man, he's got a shot at this one. He came in a lap before him, so it's going to give him a little bit of a, depending on how he got on and off pit road, it all adds up too. But
let's see
Justin's should have a chance.
He's coming in turn 3 right now, Gerald, and he's going to be coming out of turn 4, so it's definitely going to be close here. And it looks like David is coming off pit road as Justin is crossing. Justin's crossing the line, so they're going to be close coming here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him or not, but, man, they're going to be close, so it's just going to bring it down to the wire.
Yeah,
right there on him.
It looks like Justin's going to get around him here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to pass him. Well,
maybe not.
Hold on. Battle for the, well, we're not going to say for the lead because Trey Edson actually got out in front of him because he actually – Trey Edson took 2 tires, Gerald. Wow, gambling it right here.
Wow. Man. Well,
it could
we'll
work.
See, right?
It could work. I mean, hey, look, I don't want to sit up here and say it can't, but man, I don't know. But boy, look at Dave Comstock. Boy, he knows what's on the line. And he knows he cannot let, with 8 points difference between him and that man behind him, Justin Fuller, he can't let him get in front of him. Even if he doesn't win this race, he's got to at least keep him in his rearview mirror to going into Phoenix. So that would actually make Phoenix a little bit more easier, because Phoenix is a tough track.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And look at the difference in speed. These guys are flying up on the back of him right here.
Let's see where Trey Edson with the 2 tires just not going to be able to hold. I'm just curious as to why
That's
2 tires.
You know, it's actually happened to me if you're talking about why he took 2. I mean, one time I came in and I only got 2 tires, and I came out and I was madder than a hornet. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just gave him 2. They only had 2 left. I don't know.
So you're saying his pit crew kind of gypped him at a 2, or forgot that he needed 4 in the pit stop.
He was probably calling for 4, and they said, "No, let's try 2."
Yeah, okay. He wanted 4.
There
They
ain't
said
not a whole lot
no.
you can do at that point.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. Well, and the problem is here is he's pretty much. He's going to pray for a caution if anybody wants a caution. He's probably going to be the one praying for it right now. And that's another thing we haven't really talked about. I mean, if it goes green flag, these guys are set. But right now, if a caution does come out, obviously everybody's definitely going to shoot back down on pit road. Justin Fuller's not giving up over David Comstock. Now, I want to ask you this, Gerald, and I know your driving style. But if you're Justin Fuller, and you've not had anything for David all night long, what do you do in this part right now?
Well, if he could, and it's quite the opposite of what people might think. Instead of charging as hard as he can lap after lap, try to save a little bit. That way, Dave is running his into the ground, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you can save enough tires here and keep the pressure on Dave long enough for him to wear out his tires just a little bit more than you. And hopefully in this long run here, they got about 18 to go, maybe he can get around him at the end or before the end.
Yeah, and that's just to say, I mean, because, we've seen David all race long have that thing look like it's on rails. And it looks like he's pushing away from old Justin Fuller just a little bit, but Justin's been able to hang with him. Trey Edson's been walked back into 3rd place. Chad Coleman's still there in 3rd. Brian Wortman, he came in for his 4 tires and is still in 5th place. He's got a pretty good gap between him and Scott Simley, who was sitting back in 6th. I'm going to say it's a solid 4 seconds or so between those two. Then Jimmy Coleman sitting in 7th. Mike Kelly's up in the 8th. Anthony Calatoni there in 9th. And Jason Swan up to 10th so far.
Yeah, and our points leader, EJ, is sitting there in 13th. He's still only 1 lap down, so he's been fighting as hard as he can, and it's working out for him. I think he has to make 1 more pit stop, though, so he might drop back just a little bit further. I'm not for sure how that's going to work out. No, I don't think he can drop back anymore, Joe.
Nope, he's as low as he can go. Jonathan Lockhart, 17 laps in 14th, so EJ's 2 laps down, sitting right there in the 13th place spot. Obviously, Randy Yoakum's 1 lap down. Sean Bounty's a lap down. Anthony Catatoni's a lap down. Jason Swan a lap down. They're all 19th, 11th, 12th, respectively. So, yeah, but EJ not giving up. He understands as he's going to go another lap right there, but he's basically just out here to maximize points and, got caught up in a wreck earlier on. He came in with a big lead. I mean, he's going to still leave with a pretty good lead.
Yeah, and that's the way you do it, man. That's how I do it. I don't never give up, Fight for everything you can. Until that thing is not going to run no more laps, then, you got work to do. That's the way I see it. So, just think if he had a clean truck and he hadn't got caught up in that, where he would be right now. Maybe top 5 somewhere or fighting for the lead. Who knows? But he's definitely made the best out of what he's got. And, a little unlucky there earlier.
Well, I also want to appreciate and welcome on board hitter for one of the sponsors here at the Sim500. Sim Graphics out there. Want to check those guys out at Sim Graphics on Facebook, man. If you're looking for a paint job or whatnot, check them out, man. They're one of the sponsors here at the Sim500. But with that note, we haven't done it all race long. Let's go high and wide. Let's break out the Blimpie. That's right. I love Blimpie. You like Blimpie, Gerald?
Joe?
No, you don't like Blimpie because they left you. You said Blimpie
Yeah.
left, but that's okay. Happy word.
You rubbing it?
Hey, everybody loves Blimpie. I know they left you and you're kind of sad. But you know what? Say Blimpie a couple times and it makes you happy because it's one of them happy words. And I always throw the challenge out there. If you get hit in the head with a rock or if you get hit in the head with something, yell Blimpie. Or run up and down the neighborhood being naked and yelling Blimpie and see if they call the law on you. I mean, hey, if you're out trick-or-treating, here's a good one. Trick-or-treating, go up to the door instead of saying trick-or-treat, say Blimpie. I guarantee they're going to pause and look at you and go, huh? No, but that's OSR Network's on the Blimpie Cam, folks. That's what we call it here, OnlineSimRacingNetwork.com. Your home for fun and exciting sim racing. And man, it has been an exciting race so far. And an exciting season here at the Sim500, SimSpeedShop.com. Truck Series here live from Texas is David Comstock, who is sitting fourth in the points, 8 points ahead of this man behind him, Justin Fuller, with 2 races left tonight and one more race before we go to Homestead with 4 drivers vying for a championship for the season.
Yeah, and they're fighting for one of those spots. It looks like Tim Johnston. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me, but Tim Johnston about what 38 or 30 points ahead of Chad Coleman. So yeah, Dave Comstock and Justin Fuller, man, it's a fight between teammates here to get themselves locked in, and only one of them's going to be locked in when they walk out of Phoenix.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen when we get to that Phoenix there. Well, we got 9 to go here tonight. 2 things I point out, obviously. Last lap puts an end to it. Normally with 5 to go here in iRacing, if a caution comes out, that puts an end to it. But Justin Fuller is not catching David Comstock. He has found something, David has. Nobody's been able to conquer here tonight at this place here at Texas.
Yeah, we just hit 9 to go, and looking at the points, it looks like Timothy Johnson was going to walk out of here tonight in 29th position. And if he has another bad race at Phoenix and Justin Fuller finishes where he does tonight and has a good run at Phoenix, and Dave Comstock has a good run at Phoenix, we might see EJ, Chad Coleman, Dave Comstock, and Justin Fuller there moving Homestead. So Timothy Johnson's going to have to go to work next week to lock himself in.
He is. With him being there, like you said, back in 29th, if you take a point for each position, that's actually would be 27 points gained. Justin Fuller, he's 8 back from David. 30, would be about 20, and he's going to be close. Timothy Johnson's going to lose something tonight. Maybe Joey Katina out there could do the calculations real quick for us out there. My math is like,
it's not looking for sure for Timothy Johnson coming into this race in second in the points. He's definitely got his work cut out for him tomorrow, next week, or not next week because we're off next week, but at Phoenix. If he can leave Phoenix with a good race, though, he should be all right.
And I think I think he will. It's going to be that close. I mean, coming down to the wire. I mean, obviously everything we're saying is kind of speculation. We don't know. Going to be a close one. I mean, it's going to be a tight battle. In 2 weeks when we go to Phoenix, like I say, we're off next week here for the Halloween vacation there. But I don't know, man. Going into Phoenix, it's going to be it's going to be tight. That's a tough track too.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Phoenix is a tough track. It could happen. Anything can happen at Phoenix. You can have a good day or a bad day, or you might get caught up in something. You never know how you're going to be when you unload at Phoenix until you unload at Phoenix.
Absolutely. Well, Chad Coleman's not done. He could get a podium finish here tonight, as Trey Edson's in trouble of going back to 4th place right now.
Yeah. That's what it's looking like. Yeah, Chad pulling right up onto the back end of him here, and he's struggling there in that 10.
Yeah, so Chad Coleman looking good in the simspeedshop.com machine. He's pulling up. He's just, catching and passing. We obviously say it's two different things, but he's definitely a lot faster. See if he tries to make a move and what he's going to try to figure out, because we got, 4 to go here.
Yeah, it's winding down quick. If he can hold off Chad Coleman, that's another point for him, which really doesn't really matter, to Trey. He's just out there racing for fun. And Chad, he'd love to have that extra point. So we know Chad will take it if he can get it.
And there he goes to the inside looking. We'll see if he can make it stick going in there. If that truck's just not going to get too tight pushing up the track. We've seen it all night long as they'll come side by side out of the turn. Is he going to be able to hold it? Well, they're still going to be side to side going into turn 1.
Yeah, he gained a little bit, so he's got to finish it off here in the next turn, or maybe coming out of 4. They just got the 3 to go, so he's got a couple laps to do it. Trey still fighting on the outside there for that spot. He's not going to give it to him easy.
No, and you can see Chad's getting the run going into the middle, but it's the coming off part, man, that he's got to get, and that's where we've seen it all night long. Maybe if he can get a push enough here coming out of 4, he might be able to. Not going to do it. Can't still get it done. Oh, almost clipped a little bit. He would at least he would have had the position going across the line. I think he's got it going here, going into 1. And maybe not.
Wow.
Yep, he's got it.
They got so close there on entry. I didn't know what was going to happen there, but Trey, he finally let him get it. He earned it, so he gave it to him.
Wow, so battle for third right there with the final lap. David Comstock here, folks. Comes around for the final time here tonight. What a run for that guy. Going to maximize his points as he comes down the backstretch.
What a lead he has there over Justin. It's quite a bit, about 1.4 seconds there over Justin Fuller. And those two, they've really separated themselves from the rest of the field. They're about, 9 seconds apart. So, wow, what a job by David Comstock.
And he comes across the line. David Comstock for the final time there is going to put it in victory lane here tonight with Justin Fuller sitting in second. Chad Coleman's going to end up in third. Trey Etzen in fourth. And, man, I got to give my hats off. Brian Wortman coming out of turn 4 is going to end up in a top 5 here. Wow, what a run. What a finish, man, to this race here tonight. All right, let's see if we can't get Chad Coleman. Any of these guys in here?
Not yet.
I see that, man. These boys need to get up in here so we can talk to them. But you know what? Well, since we're waiting on them, I'm going to bring up the 4th place man here, and I'm going to talk to him, Brian Wortman, because the 5th place man, he did an outstanding job. Brian Wortman, Joe in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, I am tickled pink here. I don't know what to say. I've been sitting here talking to Gerald about this entire race. You came out of here 5th tonight. I said to Gerald and all the viewers out there, I said, this guy comes week in and week out. He's living his dream in a real NASCAR out there working for Morgan Shepherd Racing. And, man, he comes here week in and week out, don't complain. He just wants to have fun and runs. Usually doesn't have the best of finishes out here, but still has fun doing it. But tonight, man, you had an outstanding truck, outstanding pit stops, and came out with a top 5. How's it feel tonight, Brian?
Oh man, the emotions are getting me. I got tears coming out of my eyes, tears of joy and tears of, happiness, because of I've been here for nearly a year, and all my top 5s have been at Daytona and Talladega. Just come out of here with a top 5 at a non-restricted plate race like the track like Texas is awesome. My goal was to just start in the back, dodge all the wrecks, and I did. And then after that last caution, I said, with only 13, 14 trucks on the lead lap, I said, now I need to get up and go. And I passed, great drivers like Mike Kelly and Scott Simley and all the great guys, and just come out of here with a top 5. It's unbelievable.
Man, and it's my pleasure to be able to bring you up here and see that happen, because I know the work that you have done and the dedication you've put in. And I read the thing that you said about you've been in NASCAR and the journey that you went through, and it was awesome. I've mentioned it before. It's awesome to see you, man, have an awesome finish out here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank?
Just thanks to you guys for broadcast, Joey, and the whole Sim500 gang for putting on a great league week in, week out. Thanks to all my supporters out there, my family, friends, everybody out there.
Well, absolutely, man. Again, congratulations, Brian Wartman, for putting that thing in 5th place here tonight at Texas. Well, I'll tell you what, that's what it's about there, Gerald. That just really that just sums up what it should be about in racing. A guy comes out week in and week out, puts his heart into it, and loves what he does, and then it pays off in the end. It is awesome, and we take it for granted a lot of times, and a lot of drivers do. But folks, I'm gonna tell you right there, truly is something to reward him. But let's bring up the 3rd place man, Chad Coleman, tonight. Let's get a talk with him.
Hey, Coleman, it's Gerald West. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, we ain't talked for a while now. I mean, you got 2 wins early, started the season. I mean, you was killing it there. Didn't kind of lay back, but you dominated the points, and you did a great job. And then once the chase kicked in, you kind of just been hiding out there, but you're showing up here when it counts. How's it feel, man, to finish up on the podium tonight? And what's going on coming forward?
Yeah, like you're saying, it's been a while since I've finished well enough to talk to you guys, and tonight was going to be another one of those nights. I was going to finish 4th, but Trey's pit crew kind of forgot to put left sides on the truck, so we'll take that early birthday present, and hopefully the 1 point helps. Yeah, man, kind of got complacent. Big points lead, would go in, week out, just kind of ride, stack points, and move on. And now it's all these other guys trying to make up positions and make up points. They've all been going hard for a while now, and it's just trying to get it going again, and I can't seem to get it back.
Hey, man, you had that simspeedshop.com truck showed up this season. I mean, like I said earlier, you dominated pretty much the points the whole season. You're one of the most consistent drivers from what I think out there, and you always show up, man. You might be silent, but then you look out there and it's Chad Coleman's name there for sure. We seen you going around Trey. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how you only got those 2 tires. That's happened to me before. I'm not sure what that's all about, but hey, it worked out for you, that extra point. When y'all were going side by side there in the 1, man, y'all got awful close. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, that was on me. I thought that he was going to try to run, the top, and then he kind of turned in a little earlier than I thought, and I caught it off the rear view, and I was like, oh shit, I got to get to the bottom. So I about messed up. I tried to arc it in on the bottom just a little bit, and he was still out there on my right rear. But yeah, we've got to pick it up, because those 2 guys that finished about 10 minutes ahead of me they'll be 2 of the 4 when we get to Homestead. So we definitely got to pick it up. I like Homestead a lot more than I do Texas. Used to love Texas. Don't know what happened with Texas, but I haven't been any good here in probably last 3 or 4 times we've ran here in any car. So hopefully we'll be better in Homestead and give these guys a run, see if we can race them.
Hey, well, if anybody can do it, we know it's Chad Coleman, man. And good luck going on to the next few races. There's only a couple left. We're off next week. But hey, top 3, going to start 5th and finish 3rd in the simspeedshop.com number 20. How's it feel?
It was good. It's been a long time coming trying to get it. We got on a streak right there where we either finished 11th or 6th. So we broke the streak, but finished in 11th or 6th in the truck. So that was good. And on top of that, I just give a quick shout out to Joey, everybody with the league, everybody that runs this deal, you guys for broadcasting, and JD Laird, JDR Graphics. You need anything painted, hit him up. He's good, probably the best there is.
You also got up there in Legend Ford Labs too, man. Good talking to you.
Yep. See y'all.
All right, third place man, Chad Coleman. He did. He snuck up there, got that third place tonight, capitalized on some points, and our top three guys all, right there battling for those 4 spots. But the man coming up here in second place, well, he's trying, and he knows he's got one more race to get it done here. Second place man, Justin Fuller.
Justin Fuller, Jay Weezy got a copy?
Yeah, we got you. How we doing tonight, boys?
Hey, man, we're doing good. I know you are too. And I told everybody tonight coming in here to Texas that you was going to be the one to watch, because last race here, you had a little bit of misfortune coming through the Travel 3 wide, got caught up in that wreck. But before that, you dominated pretty much, from the beginning on till that happened. And tonight, hey, you led 17 laps. You started second and finished second, which is good. Kept it clean, had some good pit stops there. What kept you from getting around David there?
It was, I don't know. It's hard to pass here. I was also, every time we put it on the green, I was a lap older tires than David. I think on that last pit stop, if I could have just cleared him getting in at 3, I think I could have held him off. Track position means everything, especially racing for lead, especially at this track. I don't know why. When I was up front, I had no problem. I was pulling away from both Trey and David. But when David got out front, he would do the same thing. So that clean air really helps in the sim racing world as well. It also allows you can see your marks better. This track's really line sensitive. But we got second place in the stage. We finished second during the race. We gained some really good points. I don't think we're quite going to get in the top 4 yet. We got to have a really good run, not next week, but the week after when we go to Phoenix. And I really like that track too. So see what happens.
Yeah, we watched y'all come out of the pits there. When you come out in that kick-ass beef jerky number 52, man, you got right up alongside him there in 3 and 4. And I'd have to say, man, if you could have got around him right there, I think it would have been a different outcome here. But unfortunately, hey, he held on to it there. How tough was the track tonight?
Track wasn't too tough. It was pretty tight. Have a lot of wheel in it. You got to, like I said before, this track's extremely line sensitive. You got to keep them left side tires right on that white line. In order to turn the corner really good, but sometimes it turns too good, and you'll get a little loose off the corner. But other than that, it was really tight on turn into the corner. Overall, this track's not tough at all. I don't think it's a pretty simple track. We race a lot of these D-shaped 1.5-mile tracks, so they all race different. They all look a little bit different, but at the end of the day, they're all pretty easy to drive.
Oh yeah, and you've had a great season so far. You've already walked away with 4 of these races. You're kind of on the outside looking in the chase. Timothy Johnson, he might open up the door for you. I know it's going to be a battle between you teammates and over at Aftermath, David Comstock and yourself. You think you can do it? Think you can squeeze off in there?
I really enjoy Phoenix. I don't know how good Timothy Johnson is at Phoenix. I'm just gonna go in there assuming he's gonna go out there and lead every lap, and I'm just gonna have to, do my best to make sure that I can gain a point on him. Looking at it right now, I think I'm only 1 point behind him. So that's gotta be pretty interesting there. 1 point swing. You're gonna have to do some strategy, make sure we get some stage points next week, and really focus on those stage points. And then after that, just try and get the best finish we can. And I don't know what happened to him tonight. I saw he exited early, so he had a really poor points night, and that really helped me close the gap. If it wasn't for that, honestly, I don't think I'd have a chance. I had a really bad round 2 of the chase, and I barely squeezed into this round. Looks like we might barely squeeze into the next round if we're lucky. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, Phoenix is a really fun track for me. I enjoy it. It's flat. It's a driver's track. Well, anything can happen though. So I can be just as unlucky as Timothy tonight next week. So.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Especially at a track like Phoenix, and we know if anybody can do it, man, it's you. At least that's what I think. And you got a good shot at this one, and you guys are really going to make it interesting. The battle between you and David and Timothy. So I'm excited to see how it turns out, man. And good luck moving into next week and off to Homestead. Well, you're off next week, but the next race. Anybody want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Sim500 for all that they do for this series, SimSpeedShop.com for sponsoring the series. It is looking like if I can somehow make it in the Final Four, it's going to be 3 drivers from Aftermath Motorsports, EJ, David, and myself. But anything can happen there. I want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. You guys do a great job every week. I want to thank my sponsor, Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. If you're looking for some beef jerky, they got some really good stuff. They have all sorts of. They have pickled eggs, pickled sausage, all sorts of beef jerky and snack sticks, and it's really good stuff. They sent me some stuff. I bought some stuff. The stuff's really good. I love it. They had the $15 value packs. You can go on their website. It's free shipping. So head over there, check them out, and guess we'll see y'all next week. Well, not next week, the week after.
Absolutely, man. Hey, it's always fun, and hey, thank you. You always make it interesting.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
All right, that's Justin Fuller right there. And like you just said, Gerald, it is tight, man, in the points. He is 1 point out from Timothy Johnson, who has had a race that was bad for him tonight. But this guy right here did what he had to do coming in. He was 8 points sitting in the good. Let's bring up Dave Comstock here, tonight's winner here at Texas. David Comstock, Joe White, the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Man, I tell you what, you knew what you had to do coming in. You come in here, you're 4th in points. Coming in, you were 8 points ahead of Justin Fuller. As of right now, you're sitting 3rd in points. You upped 1 position there. Looking good to head off into Phoenix. But man, you had a truck that was on rails out there. You had this place figured out. Was you maybe telling your teammates the opposite of what you were doing?
No, we were all helping each other out, giving each other advice as far as what we were doing and strategizing for pit stops and stuff during that green flag cycle. So, we were all trying to get ourselves with Fuller and I into that top 4 for that cutoff for Homestead, and then we'll help each other out a little bit, at least for practice and whatnot. But we get down to that race there at Homestead. It's all bets off, mano a mano between it'll be EJ, hopefully Fuller and I.
Yeah, well, right now, Justin Fuller's 1 point out looking in to Timothy Johnson. And so Timothy just unfortunately had a bad race here tonight. But, man, you did what you had to do. You came in here and just flat dominated. You started on pole, you won it. Led 107 laps here tonight. Looked good, man, in that awesome machine. Hey, you got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, and this is the one that got away, too. So, sorry, EJ, I couldn't hand you the win this time, but I would like to thank all the sponsors on the car, racingbiz.com. Special breast cancer awareness event tomorrow. If you go to facebook.com and search up racingbiz.com on there, and we'll have an auction starting at 7 p.m. Eastern that will have a proceeds that'll go to support breast cancer. So go put your bids out, try to win some merchandise there. Gary Mercer Trucking, Moss Energy, Jada Laird, JDR Graphics, Paint My Truck, Hick and Jix, EJ Brakes. You guys are broadcasting. Sim500 are putting on a league. Sim Speed Shop for sponsoring. All my friends out there watching, we worked them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You definitely did some work here tonight on a tough, hot track here at the big state of Texas. Big track, man, and a big field, and awesome. Again, congratulations on putting in victory lane here tonight. David Comstock.
Thanks.
All right, well, Gerald, as always, unofficial results here as David Comstock does put it in victory lane. Justin Fuller ends up in 2nd. Chad Coleman there in 3rd. Trey Edson up to 4th. Brian Wortman, I'll tell you what, a heck of a run for that young man right there up in the 5th. Scott Simley in 6th. Jimmy Coleman 7th. Mike Kelly up in the 8th. Jason Swan there in 9th. And Sean Bowden rounds the top 10s. Look through the rest of the field. Man, what a race. You got anything, man, to say on it?
Absolutely. Hey, man, I really enjoyed it tonight. I know Brian Wortman started 30th tonight and finished 5th, so it was an excellent race for him, and I think he was one of the smoothest out there as far as smoothness goes, but he did a great job, man, and Dave Comstock win number 3 for the season, and he's steamrolling up towards making it to Homestead, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out between, I'd say, Timothy Johnson, Dave Comstock, and Justin Fuller.
It absolutely is. As we're off next week with the Halloween holiday. I'll get it out here, but we go to Phoenix, and then 1 race left, and we crown a champ. But before we leave, we got Joey Katina here. Joey, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I was actually jumping up here to give Fuller a little mess. You know, I know he had some, the 55 had some misfortune, and Fuller's got a chance to race for it next week. And I just wanted to ask him how he likes our point system now. So, other than that, guys, y'all have done a wonderful job this year, and I just wanted to, more importantly, thank both of you guys. It's been a blast listening to you guys call all the action, and we're just a few weeks away now from crowning a champion. It feels like we just started.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's what I was sitting here telling Gerald. It has been an awesome season so far. I kind of just, knowing how the drivers and learning the drivers and watching them. And, I'm kind of really emotional on the fact of watching Brian Wortman. Really, I can't get over that one. Having such an awesome finish tonight. That one really was an awesome. I mean, obviously, I won't take nothing away from the winner tonight, David Comstock, or the points battle we got going on. But that young man definitely deserved everything he got tonight, finishing out in 5th. Really enjoyed it and watching what he's done all season long. But it has been a good one. Like I said, we got 2 races left. We're going to crown a champ here for the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. Folks, I tell you what, it was an awesome one here at Texas tonight. The big state, big track. Again, the winner tonight, Dave Comstock. For myself and everyone here, everyone have a good night.